Hey, yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in on this episode. I'm in my T10. We are here on Siegfried line, and I am in a 357 top tier, actually, which is pretty fantastic. Like I said, we're on Siegfried line, and we're on defense, so I'm headed up here to the north, and I'm going to work the 7 line, the 6-7 line along the ridge. And these gameplay examples that we're doing right now are kind of showing the differences in the new 1.0 maps. So the big difference on Siegfried, at least on the north side here, is this used to be a very deep pit. And now it is much shallower. And you can see that the pit was there, and then you would come up the very steep side, and you would come over to this little ridge, excuse me, where this road is. Well, you can see that it's much shallower now. But it's still a place where you can move up to and start getting lights. You're going to have all kinds of campers, as usual, up on that hill behind you. You can see the Jag TIG is back there. This T-71 is a bit dopey. He just drives up here and starts shooting. So we'll just take him down, and all kinds of guys I get actually hit and pinned by a bloody IKV-90B. So good on him for being up front. There are 2 artillery there, so this is a back slope, although it's not very steep of a back slope. It will give them a little bit of trouble as far as aiming on you with artillery. But what you're going to find is, over here working from north to south, you're going to find a much better position now for popping over with your turret and getting shots on guys like those 2 right there. So the nice thing about that dead T-71, he is affording me a little bit of armor there. I'm trying to just give this guy my turret, so I'm going to switch to heat now so I can start chewing through that T-28 HTC. The 90B wants to come up and over. They have actually pretty decent depression, so he's looking to come over, but he gets punished for that. So that allows me to reload, come up here, and see if I can't get a shot on the HTC. I'm going to have to remember that I actually pushed the reset button, the suggested button on my graphics, so it turned the grass and sniper mode back on. See how that grass is in my way? That's a great example of why I don't like having the grass in sniper mode, because I can't really see the tank I'm looking at, and unless I highlight it, I can't tell if I have a shot. So it's just one of those things I like to turn off. I'm really asking for it to some extent from artillery. They both happen to be down in the south, down in the middle to southwest part of the map. So if they were paying attention to me, I probably could have taken several hits. You can see that the JP is running off, so I'm going to shift what I'm doing. Probably one too many times to the well, and you can see that I've got a couple guys here pushing into the town. Let's see if I can get a shot on the side of the Type 4 Heavy, so I hit him, and there's my artillery friend. The GW Tiger P hits me once. Finally starting to pay attention to me. That means I've got about 30 seconds before he comes back. Although the 53-55 is around somewhere, I'll get a shot on the T-30. And I'm going to go ahead and move up. What I want to do is I need to get this IKV out of the way. I don't want him there coming in behind me as I start to work back to the south. So I can't leave guys behind me. I'm going to come around here and see what I can do about him. Down he goes, and I get a little greedy here. I'm thinking, well, I might just start shooting these guys, but the SPIC is looking at me. The Panther is tracked, so that's good. I'll get rid of him. There goes those tracers by. T-29, now I need to back out of here. No shots on either one of them. Somebody shoots at me but misses. Looks like the Type 4. And now I need to dive down back into this pit. I've got to work back into town. So I've done everything I can do from the north to south. I've got to come back here, use a little bit of this low-lying cover here, get back into town because we've got to clean these guys up. They're starting to get a bit of an advantage over here in town. I don't want that to continue. Trying to get around the IKV here. There's that grass again being an issue. Shot into the T-34. And there's my 53-55 friend who is apparently now following me across the map. Or maybe he was looking at the TD and I just happened to show up and he was ready to shoot. Stunned, not moving very fast, trying to get moving out of there. So I'll just fade back. I want to get into the town, but I don't want to cross that big open area to do it. So let's use a little bit of cover here. I know that this little saddle is here. We're going to move up and over. Looking to come in and help him clean up the Type 4, get rid of that JP. Looks like we've got a T-29 in there as well. So quite a few tanks. Come around this corner. There goes the Type 4. All right, that's a good thing. And holy cow, there's a Pant JP right there too. Thankfully, he was paying attention to the T-44 and did not exactly see me until a little late. And it's looking good now. We've cleaned these guys up. I'm going to come in behind this T-29 who's backing away. Put a shot into his back deck, right into the back armor. He turns around, he's going to get a shot on me. Trying to wiggle a little bit. Don't shoot me. Oh, someone killed him, so no damage there. IS got him. I'm going to come around this corner, and I'm going to go ahead and go to right here. So I'm not spotted, although I was for a while. I'm going to auto aim, I'm going to fire. I'm going to bounce off of a 53-55. So he bounces with that massive armor of his. And from the time I had that T-29 killed till I moved here, that guy must have just seen me actually stop. He fires in, and I die to the guy camping on the red line. Whatever, man. 3,887, 888 spotting. Got 5 kills on that. We end up making this a win with a special ending of a bounce off the massive armor of a 53-55, which was probably his gun, or I don't know, an auto ricochet angle on his armor, whatever it was, and then nuked by the bloody GW who was hanging out in the corner the whole game. I think I took most of my damage from artillery on that one. Alright guys, hope you liked what you saw. A good example of this map playing more or less the same, although that northern area is very different. I have not looked at the southern area. I do like to work from the outside in on this one on defense, if at all possible. I don't like getting trapped in the town. There's just too many lanes to get shot at. So on another video, on another tactics talk, we'll tackle the southern area. We will see ya. Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back. On this episode, I'm in my T10. We are here on Siegfried Line Assault, and we're on defense, and I'm going to show you the south side on the new maps, or the old new maps, however you want to look at it. And we are on a quest to find out if any of these maps actually play differently, or enough differently to matter. As I've said before, the little micro positions can certainly be different, but from what I've found, only a couple have very different gameplay. Erlenberg being one of them. But so far, on Siegfried Line, even though they've changed considerably the north side, it basically plays the same. Now, the meta is going to take a while to develop. If something new is going to happen, it's going to take a little while. So we are just doing some initial looks at it right now. I am platooned with Natso. I'm sorry, this is Rocket, not Natso. From a sister clan, and we have decided to go to the south. So I've showed you the north one, or at least it will be out soon, as far as defense in the north up on the A and B line. And we're going to work today on the J and K line. And I'm going to come down here to this rise, which is still here. Was here before, and it is still here. We'll take a shot on this guy. I'll get track damage, so take that. Tracks on the Mod 1. There is a 50B trolling around in front of me, and there's 2 of us here. There are some trees still. I bring it out. There are still some kind of trees and bushes here, but they're not great cover, especially if somebody just pushes up and over right in front of me, which you're going to end up seeing here in just a moment. The Mod 1 is hiding around the corner. We've got the 257 and the M103 working in the corner, and they've really pushed into town there. So their main push is right there in our town, getting up into the front. And this is one of the dangers of taking a couple of your bigger tanks over where we are. Good news is that the 50B decides to come on in here. And it looks like he's not really paying attention to just one of us. I think he was shooting several of us. I kind of expected to be clipped out, and I really get hammered by the T-30 coming up and over, taking the opportunity of us staring at the 50B to come over and get a shot, but he gets punished for doing so and is down to 104 hit points. And we have survived that little push. Now it looks like he's coming back for more. I'm actually on the comms telling Rocket to look out. That guy's right there, but the Type 5 nukes him, and that danger is over. The other thing about this spot on this particular map there are no arty units in this game, so you're going to have a much better time here. If there were a couple arty, we would be getting hammered over and over, and it would probably not be a great idea to be here. So one of the reasons we did go here is obviously there are no arty. Especially in a heavy. If you've got a lighter tank, medium, or something that maneuvers a little better, this is a little bit better spot if there's arty in the game. The other problem we're both having is our depression is kind of crummy, so that's going to hurt us a bit. I do like the new indicators telling you what you've hit as far as a critical goes and whether you bounce. It takes a while to start processing them, but once you get used to them, they're quite nice. You have a good idea of what happened when you fired. A lot of times in the past, I would see something happen, and I really had no good idea what had happened, whether it had bounced or just plain old missed or a track had eaten it or whatever. So you're getting a lot more SA now on what exactly is happening. Someone spot me there, probably that T-30. He's gone hull down. One thing you can kind of count on a lot of times with players, if they're not really great, if they get hit a couple times, you'll find that they tend to want to run away or go hide or fall back. Now, good players will do it too in the right situation, but there was really no reason for that T-30 to run away. He was still hull down. He still could have been a factor up front up here. He obviously had to take care to not get hit by the Type 5 and the stuff camping, but as far as running all the way back to that ridge, that really did not much for his team. Now, that was an odd one because I got an armor penetrated Q, but I'm not the one who killed him. And I don't know if he had enough hit points to take a hit from me. Well, I did. There you go. No, I only got one in. I got one in earlier. So that second one must have been a penetration, no damage, or some such thing. And I feel like maybe I hit his gun mantlet or his gun based on the way he was backing up. So I'm wondering at that point if the penetrated symbol for a critical hit on like a gun, if that's how it works right there. Because there is a perk that tells you what you damaged, and that's not what we're getting here. We're just getting more generalized information. That's one I'm going to have to look into. The mill's all the way up in the north, T-30 in the south, the T-54 Mod 1. This is one of the reasons I like to kind of anchor one side or the other as far as the north or south, as you can really work on the enemy team who's attempting to get into the town and put them in a crossfire. You've got your guys in the town facing up to the guys trying to push in to the Reds. And then you've got a couple, not too many, on the north and south who are putting shots into them and keeping them honest. Mod 1 goes, I fire, actually hit him, not penetrated. I'm going to dodge right because that gets me lower ground right there to cover up. He's got a lot of hit points. For all intents and purposes, he should be able to just drive out and kill me. There's one, so I'm a one-shot. He's going to out-DPM me, out-reload me. I'm going to try to reverse side scrape here and see if I can't just get lucky with a damage roll here and take him out. And I ricochet off the top of his turret. He bounces, and now I'm just going to go at him at this point. In a moment anyway. He's letting me do this, which is not wise on his part. And I don't get enough to take him down. Leave him 17 hit points. And face hug, just stick your face in there. Try to give him the hardest shot that you can. Don't let him get down to your lower plate or change the angle of his gun. He's backing up, you're going forward. Normally you'll have no problem with that, and I'm able to take him down with a shot into the face myself. Ends up being 3,831, 1,100 blocked, 1,000 assist. And a good example of the south defense on Siegfried line, working the south open area. Obviously no arty in there. Alright guys, it looks like as far as this map goes, for the most part, we'll go ahead and look at the interior in another video fairly soon. But it plays much the same as it ever did. See ya.